You're okay, Tip. I'm just moving my chair. It's okay.
Okay, let's see. There we go. So I should have music coming on in 2 seconds. Hey.
You're okay, Tip. I'm just moving my chair.
Oh,
It's okay.
it did something weird, so we're going to have to... There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream as we are kicking off here. We've had a little bit of a foul up with the webcams, which are messing me over. So I'm trying to straighten that out. But rather than sit here and have you guys wonder what the heck's going on, I figured we just switch this on and figure it out as we're waiting.
Is there a way to move the chat so it's like I can watch the stream and the chat at the same time, like on Twitch? Because it's annoying to have to watch only one or the other. Okay.
You could open up two windows, I guess. I don't know what else to suggest to you. Okay.
YouTube haven't thought of this.
No, they haven't. Which is a bit weird, to be honest, because you'd thunk that they would have, but
Wait, wait? You want to? Sorry, you want to watch the stream and see the chat, right?
he wants to pop up the chat, basically.
Oh, you can pop out the chat on its own. Yeah, you can do that with no stream. You have to press the little 3 dots in the top right of the chat and then press pop out chat.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out why every other version of this is working.
I see. It's a different window, though. That's not. I just wanted to have it side by side, like you can on Twitch, and not have to cover part of the stream to look at it. But that's fine.
Yeah, no, you can't do that because YouTube's stupid.
I legitimately do not know why this is not picking this up and just putting it randomly somewhere. I'm assuming off screen or something because I just cannot bring the Discord into... I don't know how to make it like the main window right now. Huh. That's really strange. I don't understand. It's like I have... weird things going on. It's really strange, but we are going to get underway one way or the other. While I try and figure out where this has gone, why it's not on the main screen, and why when I try and reestablish it again, it doesn't put it on the main screen is beyond me. I'm totally confused. So right now I'm just looking at me because for whatever reason, Discord has... Is it something in this? Let's try that. Did that make any difference? No, it did not. Huh. It's just weird. Hi. Okay, so we will get going one way or the other, and I will sort this out at some point when it's not quite so confusing. And we'll just have to figure it out later. So we'll just have the map up for the duration until I can sort this out, maybe in the break. Because I don't know why Discord has just disappeared, and I cannot bring it back no matter what I do. Maybe I could try it this way. We'll see if this works.
Oh, is it not showing us? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are just gone.
Am I the only one confused by the fact that I can see myself on the stream?
Yeah, we're all
Oh,
on the screen.
I can
yeah,
see it on the
because
stream too.
because you guys are in the map mode, not in the proper like normally. Okay, I got it figured out. I have to reestablish the whole thing, because for whatever reason, when I redid the just randomly in the last 15 seconds before we started, it just eliminated the Discord screen. So it was like I had no cameras at all. It was so weird. So now I have to go in and move everybody back down below this here. It's just my Discord setup is just toast, and I'm not quite sure why. So we're going to get a couple of minutes of me sorting this out, but at least we can look at the right thing now, and I can get rid of the transition because that is driving me crazy because it's so small. But now you should, in a couple seconds, see the proper thing. So while I sort this out, we're going to bring that forward. Where is that? Webcam, there it is. So hi, everybody. Welcome. Sorry about this delay. We always seem to have technical difficulties when I'm streaming. I don't know why. If it's not sound, it's always something else. But there we go. We are getting there. We're almost fixed. So now I just need to get, I need to put you guys farther down. So we need to go further down, and this needs to go further down. Nope, not that one. That one needs to go up. This needs to go down, right? Yeah, that's what I need to do. Okay. So we're almost there. I just need to get the webcams in the proper positions. So for the moment, we're going to have 2 of me on screen in a moment, and I will sort that out. Okay, that. Okay, and then I need to bring my webcam back up. There we go. Okay, so now I just need to sort out where B is, and then we're good. Okay, wow. That was way too much work for no real reason. So, can I add 2 of those? Yes, I can. Look at that. And then we just need to quickly move just B. So, apologies for this. We're almost done. So, yeah, a very long, drawn-out process to get to this, but here we are. Okay. Jeez. Do not know what happened. That was so bizarre because it was just random as all get out because everything was working fine and then it just went, nope, not going to work now. Okay. Of course, now I'm just sort of... Oh, that's the wrong one. Weird. Okay. All right. So how is everybody doing tonight on chat? Hope you're doing well. We're getting to another stream of this. Normally, we've been doing this on Twitch first and then putting it up here after, but we're going to try and see if we can get this working the right way today, and we're going to stream on YouTube. So as soon as I get this sorted, which we are almost there. Okay. I need to get Rob and Webby up a bit farther because they're a little low. Okay. And then we'll just bring that down a bit, bring that down a bit. Perfect. Okay. So if anybody else starts webcams, that'll create issues of another kind. All right. Hello. But for now, we're good, I think. Hopefully. Good grief. All righty. Hello, everybody in the chat. If we're ready to go, everybody, we're going to get started. As per usual, just as a forewarning, with this stream, we generally don't talk to chat verbally because we're putting this up as a separate video. And so during the actual game, just to kind of keep distractions out as much as possible, we're going to, we don't open up to chat then, but we do take a break halfway through, and usually we talk at that point. So if you have questions, you can always ask in chat, and we will try and answer them via the chat. And if we can, we'll also answer them verbally in between, like such as now. But with all that said and done, I think we should get the move on so that B can get to bed at almost a good hour. We all know that's not happening. All right. We'll see you on the other side. Back. And welcome back to Copper Guardians. And
Almost.
I almost said the wrong one. You're right. I kept it under control though, so that's okay. All right. Almost said it. Last time, because I had to listen because it's been a while since we've done this, you guys went to, well, first off, you fought some baddies in a mine or in a temple, underground temple complex, which you took care of them rather quickly. Then you ended up in a strange situation with some sort of ghost girl and meeting up with a person who claimed they were the father of gods. And then on return, Zakara ran into his god, who basically told him not to tell this father god about her or tell him that you'd met him or her. And then you guys made your way to Tepe Calisay, the home of a group of wizards and surrounding neighborhood peoples, most of whom are not human nor elven. You were getting the impression that they didn't love elven people very much, and that effectively they were pretty racist, to put it bluntly, towards them, which Ophelia then chose to cover her head to hide her features. And then you guys ran into the head of the mining guild, who informed you that the wizards here were deceiving people, that they were telling people that there was this massive army that was going to fight for them to keep away the others, while they were shipping the mineral they've been collecting, which is a magical material or a magical conduit material, out to the east in what seemed to be dubious means, and also collecting more for themselves for reasons that nobody knows. Caden then took the opportunity to inform his superiors about this, and in the process of doing that, the superiors basically told him that he should continue on his way on the mission for Islud. And at the end of that, you guys went to bed, and now everybody's up to date with what happened in the last couple of episodes. You are now back at the lovely, totally not a copyright problem hotel named, I believe it was the Desolate Smog. And now it's up to you guys. What are you going to do now?
What time of day is it?
It was approaching evening. You guys were initially heading over to talk to the major domo when you ran into this other dude, and it was evening at that point, like 6-7 o'clock sort of thing.
Well, Zakara will look over at Caden. What do you suggest?
I mean, this is a rather seedy place, but I don't think traveling in the dark is a good idea. Should probably wait till morning and leave then.
All right.
He shrugs with one shoulder and says, "I personally wanted to speak with these wizards, but then, like that man told us, most likely it would be a useless effort, and my superiors have said to just return to our mission with Islud. So,
have we already procured rooms or no? Because we were just heading to this inn, right, John?
No, you got 4 rooms. You actually were the one who got them. And you and Ophelia were in one room, and then everybody else was, I believe, in their own rooms. Effectively, you had got that beforehand because you weren't sure if Ophelia should go with you guys initially because of the expressions of people around.
Right. Well, I suppose we could eat an evening's meal, get some rest, and like you said, leave first thing in the morning.
Sounds like a good idea.
You can pick what we eat. I don't know what I want, and everybody here is racist, so they'll probably try to poison me anyway.
How crowded is the common room in this inn, John?
As you walk back in, you'll see that there are some people hanging around. There are people who, like, I would say, it isn't like to the point where you can't move, but it's definitely busy. A lot of working class people here, and end of work kind of have a drink kind of situation. So there are people who look pretty dusty and dirty, but they've tried to clean up before they came in.
I will look down at Ophelia and I'll say, would you be more comfortable eating your meals or our meals up in the room?
Yeah,
away
probably a
from
good idea.
a crowd.
Probably a good idea, yes.
Zakara will nod, and he'll inform the rest of the party in case they also want to come to the rooms to eat, or if they're going to chance it down in the racist common room and try to find more information out on stuff. But yeah, Zakara will go up and order some meals for himself and Ophelia.
Okay. As a reminder, just because I know it's been a minute, the one thing you've noticed while you're here, Zakara, is there isn't that sense of awe that you normally notice, and there's just generally a sense of another one that's here. So it's one of those rare times where you aren't the center of attention. But
I do remember that. I also remember threatening the guard at the gate as we came in,
and the guy at the bar, if I remember correctly. And yeah, there was a couple three people that you were not impressed with their attitudes. So you definitely. What's that?
I said so many threats.
Yeah. People be grumpy. Yeah, so you are able to get your meals, no problem, and take them up with you. As anybody staying down, or what's up? What's the plan?
I mean, Kate will probably eat at the table.
Okay.
Yeah, of course he will. He's not going to come upstairs with us, is he? Because the miserable old prude.
I was thinking more along the lines, he's probably looking for information, but just say.
Yeah, okay, sure, that's what it is.
Doing his job,
Sure.
Anybody else gonna stay down, or are you guys all gonna go up?
I would go upstairs, because,
Not miserable.
Akiko, what about you?
Akiko would probably go upstairs too.
Okay. All right. So the rest of you go upstairs. Caden stays down. When the rest of them disappear, you kind of see, I wouldn't say it's an easing off of attitudes, but more that people are a little bit more chatty now. It's not as uneasy feeling. It wasn't like something was going to break out, but you know how it's awkward when in situations like that, and you'll kind of sense. Yeah. Well, even in a situation where there's somebody that you're untrusting of, people will clam up and not be as vocal as they might be. So it gets a little bit more vocal. I mean, there's still not anybody coming to chat with you, Caden, unless you openly go talk to them, because they are not uber friendly, I guess I would say. But the one thing you will notice is a lot of people, especially the men or the bigger people, stronger types, are kind of dusty and they have sort of those ground in darkened fingernails and things that you get from somebody who's done a lot of laboring in rough areas, be it mining or things of that nature. So,
yeah, I mean, from the talking with the dwarf, I got the impression that most people are kind of brainwashed in a way, right?
there's definitely a sense that you guys got that they kind of believe whatever they're told. You know, there's a lot of propaganda that goes on, and people just generally don't disbelieve authority at this point.
So he would probably, well, he'd order food and then find a table that was like close to a wall, so he could keep his back to the wall, so no one can sneak up behind him, and just try to listen and see if anybody comes to join him. If not, then he'll just listen to people's conversations and glean what he can. Doesn't want to cause trouble, so especially since he's alone.
Fair enough. Do you want to roll an investigation check or something along that line?
Sure. How about perception? I'm a little better at that one.
Sure. No, that works.
I just can't get out of my head whenever you do perception in the other campaign and you're like, I'll check, and it's like, nope, not a clue, no idea, or whenever you try and investigate anything.
Yeah,
nice.
That's because he's not a wisdom-based character. Caden is.
Yep, makes a difference. Okay, cool. All right, you got a 16 on that roll. Let's see here. All right, so as you're looking around, what you've noticed so far is that some seem a bit more boisterous, more like jokey and friendly amongst their own group. They seem to be a little bit more open to speak. You know, you've kind of know the type. They're kind of the ones that will be willing to blab regardless of the situation. They have a tendency to be quite willing to talk just for random reasons. They're not necessarily being careful, I guess. And as they start to imbibe a bit of alcohol, they get even louder and more friendly and more kind of out there. There are others that are more guarded and more close to their opinions, and they're not as willing to necessarily express something that goes against their, you know, what their opinion, like, would reveal anything, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So that's kind of what you've gotten so far. Okay. You can continue down that road if you want. You can strike up a conversation if that's what you want to choose. I will say that most of the people in here right now, there's a selection of like half orcs. There are goblins. There are dwarves. There are a lot less halflings or gnomes and that kind of thing. So they're like I said, it seems to be a more hardy bar full of hardworking people who are not necessarily the sharpest tools in the shed. That's the way I would say it.
Gotcha. Are there any humans sprinkled in at any of the tables?
Nope.
Okay. He'd probably go to a table of dwarves and be like, "Hey boys, you mind if I join you? I offer you a round. Just want some company."
Initially, when you start talking, they kind of look at you funny. One or two very suspicious. A couple like, "Hey!" And as you say, offer a round, everybody gets a lot more jovial. And a couple of them are like, yeah, sure. We'll take whatever you can give us, man. You got a drink or two? We'll slam it down. A good old dwarven ale. You gonna join in?
Sure.
Okay. The guy doing most of the talking is kind of an older fellow. He has some gray in his beard. He's got some pince-nez glasses on his nose, and is kind of looks like one of these guys who his days of doing hard labor are probably over, but he's kept on to kind of do other jobs that are kind of a little bit less strenuous. And he looks at you and says, "So what brings you to this shithole of a place?"
He'll say, to be honest, I was looking for work, but I had heard that Tepe Kalise had the best, hold on, you know what it's called. Amantis, or, but I expected it to be a ritzier place. That stuff's expensive. What happens to all the money that you guys get?
Ha! Money? You think we get paid a lot, do you?
I mean, you should. That stuff is freaking more expensive than mining gold.
I got a cousin in the mines who thinks like you do. He doesn't always work out too well for people like that. There's a bit of grumbling affirmation around you. And the guy says, "My impression is those in charge like to stay in charge, and those in charge like all the money."
He kind of looks around and says, "Yeah, but I mean, if you don't mind my saying, you guys look like a pretty rough bunch. Thinking if you wanted more money, you could get more money."
He nods at that and says, "Look, man, most of us are here because we don't want to be. We have to be. It's been a choice made by other people. And thus, when you don't have a lot of options, you're kind of stuffed. And we get stuck with this. This is kind of our lot. It's this or starve. That's the option. Or go whore yourself out in some local dive in the middle of nowhere."
But I mean, you've never thought of, trying your luck somewhere else. I mean, Malik Bolton's not too far away.
He spits on the ground. "I wouldn't cross my left pick across my lap to go over there."
Fair enough. What about these mercenaries I've heard about?
Those cat people you're talking.
The Tabaxi. I mean, they aren't looking for recruits or anything?
You think they'd spend time here? They got better things to do than to waste time in this dive. They're getting paid well for what they're doing. They're not coming here. They're going to go to better locations with more food, more alcohol, better company.
Gotcha.
Get covered.
John, I have a question. From what we've gleaned about these stories about the Tabaxi, are we pretty sure that the leaders just made that up? Or do I think that maybe there is a Tabaxi band out there somewhere?
You have no clue.
Okay.
As far as you have seen, you don't think they exist.
Gotcha. All right.
And you get the impression it's more of a, like, the story that they're being told to kind of make them feel like they're protected from whatever's coming.
Yeah, that's what I figured, because they said that they were actively fighting with Malik Bolton, and I'm like, we were just there. There was no Tabaxi attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I would just, like I said, I would buy them around. I don't know how much you want me to pay for that, but...
Be like a few silver, so let's say 10 silver to buy them around.
Okay.
They generally are good-natured as they get a bit more drink in them, especially as you're paying. You get the sense that most of them make basically, a few silver a day at most. And some of them, it's like maybe a silver a day. So they pretty much drink away most of what they earn, unless they're better positioned. And the more you talk to them, the more the sense you get is that these people are just basically being worked to death. And the way that they've kept hold of them is by not giving them enough money to leave.
Gotcha. So the one last thing I'll ask is I'll kind of like thumb my shoulder over to where the tower is, and I say, if the mages live in that tower, who lives in that big fortress over there near the entrance? And I'll point the other way.
Well, that'd be the major domo and his army. He kind of watches over the place, if you get my meaning.
I see.
For me, this has kind of been home for a very long time, even before these mages started to show up. And he kind of cracks his back a bit and puts his arms up above his head, kind of stretches and says, before most of, in fact, the people of this community appeared, there were still some of us who were leftovers from the ancient times hanging about. The mines that the dwarves had before us still existed, and my family came here looking for whatever riches they could find. And it sort of merged from there, as the saying goes.
I'm guessing if all you miners got together and kind of demanded more higher wages, the Major Domo and his army would crack down on that.
They certainly have in the past.
Mm. I see. Well, I'm thinking that maybe this isn't the place for me after all.
I would not recommend sticking around if I was you. Certainly, humans are not overwhelmingly loved either. They don't have the same reputation as the elves, but the behavior of some of you people has not gone over too well from Malik Botan and from Veilguard, so might be worth your movement to get the heck out as quick as you can.
Well, thank you. I think I'm planning to leave in the morning.
He nods at that and says, probably a good idea. And he says, can I give you a bit of advice, if I might?
If I can give you some in return.
Sure. And he says, just because they think they're in charge doesn't mean we don't know better. We have ways of making sure we get a bit of our own back, but sometimes when they have this much power, you have to be careful of how much you display. Because the truth of it is, it's not just physical power that they can display, which is something most of us can't do.
I understand. My advice to you is I wouldn't count too much on these Tabaxi mercenaries. I would prepare for something bad, and if it does come, I think you people should stay out of it and see what happens instead of joining one side or the other.
He taps his nose and kind of nods sagely and says, I hear you. You're not wrong.
Well then, gentlemen, I think I'm off to bed. Have another wonderful evening, and he'll pay for one more round for them.
They all sort of cheer in a drunken stupor of happiness, and they gladly put down yet another round as you wander off.
Right.
Okay. Before we get to the next evening, is there anything, or next day, is there anything anybody else wants to do tonight?
Nothing from me.
Okay. All right. Hearing nothing, I'm assuming there is nothing.
I'm assuming I'm just eating my dinner in my room.
I mean, yeah, probably. But I mean, if there was anything
Wait.
you guys wanted to discuss before going to sleep or whatever, I was going to leave the
Probably
time.
be in my room eating my dinner and twiddling my necklace.
Okay. All right. So, with that all said and done, Zakara, do you sleep?
Honestly, knowing the type of town that we're in, probably not.
I kind of wondered. Okay. So you kind of put yourself into semi-alert mode. And you guys go through the night and just try and avoid any sort of situations. And yeah, so it passes relatively quietly. You hear, loud noises coming from downstairs, what sounds like a bar fight at one point. Somebody accusing somebody else of spilling a drink. That kind of stuff comes through the floor quite clearly. There's just generally a sense of loudness for a while, but as torches start to grow lower and the city starts to settle down, you guys find yourselves waking up the next morning, and the area of this building is all but abandoned except for those that are working. So good morning.
Good morning.
Place
Right.
gives me the creeps.
Well, it should do.
Should we take our breakfast to go then?
Zakara will just nod.
I'll look at the cat and see him nodding, and then nod like a small child that I just agree.
Okay. So you guys head downstairs, grab breakfast, and hightail it out as quick as possible. Seeing some nodding. Okay.
I was really hoping to kill some racists, but I guess.
I mean, you might get your chance. You never know.
We live to fight racists another day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just have Ophelia walk through the town going, I'm an elf. I'm an elf.
I'll just go through twiddling my ears.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go up to somebody, pull my hood down, and be like, "You want to tickle my ears?"
Ew.
Just start slapping people and be like, elves are superior, smack.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Get into a fight that real fast.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
Racism fighting racism. That sounds fun. Yeah, I don't think that would end very well. I'm just going to say having a whole town turn on you. So, as you
Not my
guys...
problem.
I mean, it wouldn't be after a while, that's for darn sure. So as you guys go to leave and grab your stuff, I mean, nobody stops you. Nobody sort of gives you too much of a look. There is a bit of a sense of relief, I guess I would say, as you guys start to move towards the gate from some quarters. But for the most part, it is very, very average workday sort of situation. You don't see much of like the guys that were in the bar last night. They're not out and about. You don't see any of them. Most of the people that you see kind of milling about during the day are older people or very young. There's hardly any just, work age persons available. You never see a wizard. You'll see the occasional soldier wandering around. And of course the guards at the entrance. But other
Is
than
the
that,
same guard working that I threatened the day prior?
sure.
I'll just stare at him as we leave.
Okay. Just give him a good, don't even think about it kind of thing. Sure.
Yeah.
And you guys make your way out of this area and onto the road. Okay, so are you headed back to Malik Boaton? Is that basically what I'm understanding at this point?
Yeah, that's where our airship is, right?
It is, indeed.
Yep.
Okay.
Seems that way.
Okay, so you guys head that direction. As you do, I realize what I've been doing. That was very silly of me.
Silly John.
Yep, silly John. That's why I couldn't see the rolls. So, as you are moving and leaving the area, you notice that there are what looks to be some trench works being built up in front of the gates on either side. There appears to be some efforts at defense being made available. You can see some workers digging, and you see a few guards around and some soldiers milling about. A couple of them looking like they're more the authority type who are kind of dictating things. And who would be the best one for this? Islude, can you roll me a perception check, please? All right, 15. You definitely get the feeling of eyes on your neck, if I was to describe it as such, and the feeling that it's coming back from the city and not from the local residents and not from the local people that you're watching as you pass by.
So would you say it's like an approaching feeling or like a staring feeling?
More like a staring feeling, like as if there was somebody watching you out of their house window and just kind of being like creepy weird. So it's that kind of feeling where you're like, you look back and they're still staring at you, and you walk a bit and you look back and they're still staring at you, and you're like, what are you doing? It's that kind of feeling.
Does anybody else feel like we're being watched?
Would I feel like I'm being watched?
Roll a perception check if you would like.
Okay. No.
Nope.
No. Are you crazy? No. Not this time.
Wow. Okay, cool. Caden, you same thing. Ophelia's just enough nervous with the local populace and they're kind of just general staring at her from time to time that it's like there's too many eyes already looking.
Yeah, I guess I'd be like, I've been stared at all weekend or whatever, however
Yep.
long we've been here for.
Zakara, kind of similar.
Yeah, I'll be like, now that you mention it, yes.
It's almost like marked, if you will.
And Akiko, same thing as the other two. You are sensing that same sinking stare.
Does this mean I get to hit someone soon?
Possibly.
Zakara sits up straighter. He was slouching because he was kind of falling asleep from not having slept the night prior.
Hopefully, you're not the one driving today.
No, Ophelia is.
Yeah.
Giving me
Okay.
lessons still.
Meanwhile, he's like, cow snores. I don't know. Do cows snore? That is a question. Don't know the answer to that one.
Well enough that you can tip them over when they're asleep.
Listen here, Barb.
Mm-hmm. So as you guys make your way out, you experience that. Unless there's anything that you want to do about any of that, you're just marching away, unmolested, not even given really any sort of looks. People seem to be busy doing their thing. And in places like this, it's worth your time and your life to maintain a very focused on what you're doing kind of attitude, because things can go badly.
So, this feeling that they got it before we left town or shortly after we left town?
As you reach the edge of town and you're looking, kind of you pass the city gates and you're starting to go up the road towards the pass.
Yeah.
And so you're not completely gone. It's more like like the eye of Sauron kind of staring at you as you walk away kind of idea.
Hmm. So Islud, you didn't see anybody, right? You just feel like they're watching us?
Yeah, it's kind of like, an angry person staring at you from, a window, and you turn around and they like turn their head. And then the moment you're not paying attention anymore, they like stare back at you. It's like that kind of petty stare.
Zakara raises one of his hands in the air and just gives the middle finger.
I mean, I'm not gonna say the anger burned hotter or anything, but yeah, no, just a stare.
That's fine.
Hot as the loins.
Wow.
Fact.
Caden's gonna take out his spyglass and look at the tower.
Okay. As you look up at the tower, you give me all right, let's do this. Give me either an investigation or perception check. I know you're going to choose perception. To see whether you can see anything, really? 16. Okay. You look up that way. It's a very blue kind of granite look to it. There is the kind of, there's not like, I don't know how to describe it. There's not like massive windows or something, but yet you can see at the top of the tower there is someone or someones who are looking down at you. Or looking that direction, I guess I would say. I'm not even sure you could describe it as such.
Okay. He'll collapse the spyglass and put it back in his coat, and he'll say, "Just as I thought." The wizard watching us. Wizards, looks like.
The wizard eye. But I wonder why. Is it the simple, a cart comes to town, or something more?
Well, from what I was told before we came here, he altered the minds of the last few people that had come to town before they returned to Mount Bolton.
And I wonder if that means those people met with him, or if he did it from afar.
I'm guessing they met with him, and he's wondering why we chose not to.
Hmm.
I mean, I obviously can't really say one way or the other, so, you know. So, unless there's anything you want to do about that, you can continue to travel forward. Okay. Hearing nothing, I'm going to assume we're traveling forward. So, you guys...
Who's driving again?
What?
Ophelia is.
Okay.
You're driving, I guess.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure the only person that would be wanting to turn around would be Zakara, so if he's not doing it, we're just continue.
Okay.
I'm going to knock on that tower door. Why are you watching us, bitch?
I mean, I'll knock the whole tower down if you ask me to, but these people were rude.
Okay. So, you guys continue. And as you cross over the mountain range, you end up noting, as you crest the first rise, and then you get going farther in, and then you get to that next set of mountain ranges, the one where you ran into those other guys. It's very quiet. Like, you don't see almost a bird or an insect, pretty much. And as I described previously, most things are dead or just absent. So there's like bare ground or little wisps of grass, burned out trees here and there. There's just not much to see and not very exciting visuals. So unlike a lot of other places, you would be very unimpressed under normal circumstances. But I will say that to those that are magic users, this would appear to you as if something's being leached from the area, as if it's being drained, and the drainage is spreading from Tepe Calisay.
So me and Ophelia.
Yep. And maybe
Okay.
others, possibly.
Yeah, you don't know I don't know magic.
I think I could guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think you've said you didn't know magic at one occasion, but yeah.
Probably.
Probably. So far, Zakara just seems to run in with his head into everything, so I feel like he doesn't know magic.
It's true. Okay. So as you all make your way through and travel for the next day or next few hours, it becomes like lunchtime. I assume you stop to grab something to eat, or you just travel while eating, I guess. You have no reason to stop, and there's nowhere for the horses to eat or drink, so it's not much use to you. You hit the last mountain range, and as you do, you can start to see the return of trees and grass and things of that nature. It's sparse, almost like tundra, but it is, again, spreading from the valley and the area around you so that it looks less and less bleak. And you come to that river area that you were at previously, where you camped as the day is rolling towards evening and the sun is going down.
Would we want to tell everybody else that we're sensing this like negative thing that non-magic users are not experiencing?
I was gonna tell them when we were far enough away.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay.
So while setting
I'll
up
just
camp,
sort of glance back at you then. I'll glance back at you as like we're doing a mutual like a I'm checking to see if you're feeling what I'm feeling, but don't want to like panic anyone else.
So as we're at the camp, I'll be like, so you all know that it seemed, I'm assuming you felt it because we had our moment, but that it seems like all energy is being drained to that place, right? Like magically.
Me just looking at everybody else, like Ophelia looks over at everybody else, expecting them to respond like, "Yeah, we felt it," like attentive, like a little kid, like.
Zakara will just nod.
Akiko probably would have felt it, right?
Yeah, you're a paladin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
So she'll just nod.
Why not? Right, John?
I
Yes,
mean,
and. Right,
yeah,
John?
Yeah, yes, and. Sure. I
Well-
mean, yeah, because of your connection with the divine, you would definitely feel a level of evil. I guess I would describe it as a sense of foreboding. Try that again.
Foreboding.
Foreboding.
Zakara's gonna just kind of sniff the air and nod along with everybody and be like, yes.
I'm gonna go up to Sakara
Smells
and
like
whisper in his
cinnamon.
ear and be like, "I know you're lying."
Oh. Okay.
But
I
it does
don't
feel
sense
creepy.
anything.
They'll be warned.
I mean, I will say you would have I mean, it would be pretty obvious what it kind of the appearance of things are. You may not notice it from a magical standpoint, but you would know something weird's going on. I will put it that way.
Might be overestimating Zakara's ability to not be thinking about A, food, or B, Ophelia.
I mean, that's a possibility. I don't know if you've ever been to like a city or a town where they had like heavy mining around them. But if they've been like I knew a nickel mine where the surrounding area looked like it had been hit by some sort of acid, so everything was worn away in a vicinity around it. And that's kind of the
100%.
visual.
I spend a lot of my weekends in mines. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I didn't go in the mine, but I mean, I'm saying that this was kind of an experience we had in an area in one place where I didn't live, but I traveled past all the time. And until they closed the mine, it constantly had this appearance of lack of any sort of vegetation, and it was kind of stripped away and almost like a circle around it. So whatever they were doing was not helping. I think it was called acid rain, but that's just a guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so you're preparing to camp for the night. Anybody going to stay up, or are we relying on the
I'll stay up.
Islud's tent for everything?
Oh, yeah, we have that bubble, right?
Yep, that hut.
Tiny hut.
I'll stay up anyway.
Okay. All
For the
right.
whole night.
Yeah, can't sleep. Insomnia.
Oh boy.
This is supposed to be fantasy world. not
Yeah,
the
I
real
was
world.
gonna say, B. This
I
isn't
have
real life.
insomnia in the fantasy world. I was planning on sitting outside and playing with my lock the whole night. Jeez.
You're gonna sit outside the tent, or the
Well,
hut.
On the I can edge of it and peek out if it's safer. No, I
Okay.
probably would sit outside. I feel like I want to be alone.
I mean, the way it works is you can go in and out as you please. I can't leave, so you're welcome. Just to let you know mechanically how it works, so you can be
Yeah,
like,
so I'll sit. I'm gonna. You seen Harry Potter when they're staying in the tent in the field in the like 7th movie or whatever? Everyone? No, okay.
I've seen it. Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
know-
be sat like a few feet away in a tree, like Hermione was, or like Harry was when he was looking at the locket. You know, a bit away, looking a
Mhm.
bit sad. You know, like that.
except for it's a failure. Just
Except
replace
for
that.
it's a fairy.
Yes,
yes,
yeah,
instead of Harry
Exactly.
or Hermione.
me.
Okay, or you. Yes. B also sits outside staring at her locket. Okay.
Fine.
Zakara would be like 10 feet away from her, leaning up against either a tree or a rock, partially dozing off, but then like once his head starts to droop, he just kind of like stumbles back awake and starts looking around again.
Okay, we're gonna have you roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yep, no problem.
Same for Ophelia, to be fair. Okay,
Well, I need to do what?
you need to do a Constitution saving throw.
Does that mean I just press Constitution?
Constitution
It should
underneath
say
the saving
throw
throw
in a little
area.
box.
Right.
Okay. So because you stayed up all the previous nights, Akara, rolling a 14, you blink, and about halfway through the night fall asleep.
Fair.
Ophelia is able to stay awake. And
So just halfway through the night, Ophelia is just like twiddling with her locket, and she just hears a thud as Zakara hits the ground.
pretty much, yeah. Yup. That is accurate, sir. All right. So, give me 1 second.
I want to in the middle of the night, I want to go over and be like, I knew you'd be out here, and even though he's asleep, just like say it under my breath, not waking him up, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can hear him just kind of heavy breathing as he's laying against a tree. Probably the one he was sitting by or standing by.
And now I am awake because my 4 hours is gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's halfway through the night.
Yep. I will say, Islude, you do get one of your visions, if you want to call it that, goes off. I don't know if that's the right description. Basically, you have kind of a vision run through your head of yourself as a small child, running through a field with people that you can't really recognize. You are helping with animals and feeding them and kind of being taught how to treat them. And a larger figure stands over you, and an indistinct voice says, No, you need to do it this way. Give them a good pat on the head first and put the feet in front so they can see it. And you're not sure what this is about, but that's kind of what you experience for the next little bit before you become fully alert.
As consciousness comes back, I'm thinking about it, but looking around.
Okay. And Ophelia, give me a perception check, would you please? I guess before Islude comes fully awake. Wow, 23. Yeah, you see everything.
I'm very perceptive.
Yep. You hear and see at the distance something large moving. Not near you, but not far away. But definitely something that you believe was similar to what you guys saw the last time you were in this area, which you're led to believe was ogres. But like I said, they're not like miles away, but they're close enough that you can kind of hear them moving. Mostly the trees rustling, and you see forms in the distance, but not close enough and not in your direction, so you don't feel like they're coming towards you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Put me
okay.
in, coach.
Put me in,
Put me in, coach.
I mean, you're the one that fell asleep. Okay. Islude, if you can do the same, although to be fair, I think Ophelia covered you, but give me a perception check anyway.
Yep.
Well, it's a good thing she covered you, I guess, with that one. Okay. Or 6 in this case, actual number. So, yeah. I mean, as far as you're concerned, the evening went fine. You didn't see anything. Okay. So next morning comes Zakara. You wake up feeling quite rested.
Face in the dirt.
Yep, pretty much. Arms splayed out, drool down the mouth. You know, the usual. Ophelia, you have... I would give you a level of exhaustion, but I'll be nice and not give that to you at this point. Because you are elven, your ability to handle that a bit better than others, I would say, allows you to kind of get away with that. And the evening has worn off, and the little tiny hut goes pop out of existence.
Well, it must mean it's morning then.
And so it is. I don't know what Kiku and Caden
the
are doing.
sun's out.
Are you sure?
Are you doing the YMCA, John?
Nope, just stretching.
I'm sorry. Okay.
It's
Make
a
it
signal.
That's all.
Yeah,
It's
no.
signal.
Yeah. YMCA.
Well, now we just got DMCA. Thanks, John.
Sure. I was really close to the exact same thing.
Actually, what's really happening is John just received a few business emails from some really queer organizations asking if he would like to help represent.
Okay. I mean, if they want, I'm not gonna turn it down.
If it's money,
yeah, exactly.
I'll take it.
Yep. So, morning has come. It's a bit drizzly this morning, so for those of you that were asleep in the tent, you now have a bit of water in your face.
The people that were asleep in the tent have water in the face, but the people outside are fine.
Oh no, you guys all got wet. But the difference is you're all awake. They were not expecting that because the tent just sort of pops out of existence. It doesn't like slowly dissipate or anything.
You were like,
just...
if you were asleep in the tent, you're wet now, but everyone
Yeah.
outside, you're fine.
Yeah, exactly. Horses are a little happier. They actually got food. You know, things are generally quiet, but you can actually hear sort of the normal everyday sounds of a forest where you can hear birds chirping and insects buzzing and all of that. Something that previously you hadn't really heard in a while, so it almost feels out of sorts from what your experience had been for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Zakara will pull himself to his feet and just slowly lumber over to the cart.
I guess I'm driving again.
I mean,
You're better at it than I am for right now. I'm still learning.
You're never gonna learn if you don't try.
I will try.
You're gonna go to sleep, aren't you?
No, I feel very rested now. I just
for some strange reason,
a little disappointed that I fell asleep during my watch, but
Your watch of what? You weren't meant to be watching.
of keeping everyone safe.
I was doing that.
Oh.
You knew I was watching. I told you I was staying out and staying awake.
But who watches the watchers, P?
Creepy, weird trolls that walk past.
There were trolls? How come you didn't wake me up?
Because I'm fine.
I would have fought them.
I don't need you to do everything for me.
I would have fought those ones for me.
Ophelia just rolls her eyes.
While this is going on, I'm casting prestidigitation on myself to dry myself off.
fair enough.
And offering it to anybody who wants it to be dried off.
Akiko will quickly nod.
Yeah, the cats are not well known for their love of water. I don't know
The
about
water
cat
cats.
people, but
The water cats would like to file a complaint against you, Jonathan.
all
Anyway.
right, all right. The water cats. Alrighty.
So yeah, Zakara will attempt to drive today.
Okay. What did we have you do for that last time? Was it an
Animal handling.
Animal handling? Yes, that sounds about right. Give us a roll, would you please? Oof.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You had to think it would happen sooner or later.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Do I
so-
have advantage because Ophelia is teaching me?
Ooh,
So that would be like the help action,
I-
which a 13's still not great. But
no, but it's
I would
better
say
than
you
the.
don't because I'm probably gonna fall asleep. 'Cause I'm so
Welp.
damn sleepy.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, "You're doing a
Cool.
great job, Zakara."
Is he though? All right.
you see Zakara just leaning to one side really heavily because we've lost a wheel somewhere in the travel. He's just trying to counterbalance it now.
I'll just wake up in the middle like, what the hell did you do? I drifted off for like 2 minutes.
It's been 3 days.
You are not allowed to drive again.
Well, I mean, I need to learn.
Not if you're
I
gonna
warned
kill us
you.
all in the process.
Well, no, I did warn you that maybe you are better than me, but I learned by watching.
I think you should pull over because I think you might be tired because clearly things aren't going well. I think you should get out off the carriage, go sit inside and rest. Send out like someone else to come sit with me while I drive, while you rest. You need to go rest. I'll pat his head. You go rest.
He just kind of lets his
If-
head hang down, and
If possible, please don't send the miserable one there.
he'll nod.
Anybody other than him.
He gets down off like the passenger seat, goes to the back of the wagon, and just kind of crawls into the back and looks at everyone and says, Akiko, I think Ophelia would like your company at the front of the cart.
She'll kind of give you a confused look and nod and move around to the front.
Is this a covered wagon?
Yeah, I would say it probably is.
All right, Zakara just like sits down and kind of probably hunches his head a little bit to not poke his horns up through the wagon top.
I honestly don't remember, so I'm just gonna go with it. I may have said previously it wasn't, but I kind of think it was. So, okay.
Everyone else is gonna have seen Zakara coming in and looking very depressed.
Yep. I just find it funny that you're telling him he's tired.
At least when I'm tired, I don't run us off the road.
Fair.
Meanwhile, Caden and Islut are in the back just holding on to anything because of the wild ride they've just experienced.
Let me guess, you were sent to your room, aka the back of the cart.
Yes.
I mean, everyone has to try at some point, right? Sits down. His hands are shaking.
Fair enough. All right.
It
So,
would have been good if we went over a bump that made Caden fall out the back.
wow. Poor Caden. All he's
He only
doing
gave
is...
you one try and then kicked you out, huh? Typical.
If she'd have had that,
I mean, that's
wrap
up to
her
you.
locket round your freaking neck.
Okay. So, okay. You guys continue traveling. It approaches.
So
midday.
who's driving, Ophelia or Akiko?
That's true.
It's a good question.
Okay, I'm gonna put it this way: if Ophelia's driving, she got to give me an animal handling with disadvantage. And since she's not said she's not driving, I'm assuming she is. So you want to give me an animal?
Yeah, I assumed I was driving.
Okay, give me an animal handling check.
No, it's not good.
Ooh, it's
I'm
not
really
good
tired.
at all. Yep.
Everyone's in the back gonna be like,
Well, I get more the image of like you're kind of sitting there and your eyes are drooping and you're kind of having that moment that sometimes you get when you're like kind of the bumping and everything kind of makes it even more sleepy feeling, and the clop 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 of the horse is just making it even easier, and you're kind of drifting off. And Akiko, you notice this. What would you
Would
like
I
to
be able to just kind of take over then? Or at
uh
least try to.
Sure. You can give me give me either an acrobatics or athletics check to grab the reins as quietly as possible. Or you could try stealth, I guess. That would be another option. Well, that didn't work. A 7 doesn't work. Just gonna say. Okay, so you try and grab the reins. As you're trying to grab them, Ophelia, you feel the reins being grabbed, and you snap awake with a tabaxi kind of trying to quietly grab the reins from you.
I'm just gonna be like, yeah, good idea. Thank you.
Grabs the reins. Ophelia falls asleep, and off you travel. Okay. So as you guys continue, unless there's anything else you guys wanted to do other than keep from crashing, you eventually get to a stopping point to have something to eat. It is very close to the area where you saw that ranger elf lady previously, who was encamped on the side of the river. And you see that the remains of the camp has been removed, or at least very much not. Like the evidence is still there, but it's obvious that they've moved on wherever they moved. And generally things are quiet. So either you can just eat and then move on, or whatever you want to do.
Anyone hungry?
Zakara will raise his hand.
Yeah. Okay. Shall we eat?
Okay. So you guys, I assume, stop to eat now.
Yes.
As you are sitting there eating whatever food you brought with you, the horse is kind of whinny a bit. Let's see who rolled the least worst. Okay, Ophelia, you kind of get the sense that the animals are a little disturbed by something, but you're not sure what.
Okay.
Everyone,
the animals are disturbed by something, but I don't know what.
literally. All right, so we're gonna go back to that map so y'all can see that. Okay, and all right, so everybody give me a perception check, please, if you would be so kind.
Wow. It's going to be one of those nights for me, I see.
Well, Webby, welcome to where I live with perception checks. Just know this is what happens every time you make me do it.
This is literally the second crit one I've rolled in a row.
Oof. Yeah, that's true. All right, Akiko and Caden. You start to hear noises in the trees, and you can sense something moving to the east of you, kind of from where you guys had come from, and it seems to be quite large.
Well, Kiko will jump up and kind of ready herself and point it out to the others.
Seeing Akiko do this, Zakara jumps up and also draws his weapon, not seeing or hearing a thing.
Okay.
So
All right.
you don't have to tempted with much.
I mean, he's a big minotaur. That's what they do. All right. So with all of that, I think we will move and roll for initiative, would you please, as ogres start to move through the trees near you, making Sakara very happy.
You can add the turn timer, John.
Yep, in 1 second. I'm just switching visuals for people. All right, so give me 1 second. I'm going to move them on the map so you guys can see them. Keep that boy there. All right, so, right. Okay. The turn timer is on if you would like to add yourselves to it.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Gotta try again. I rolled too soon.
the rolling is great. You can
No,
could
true, I forgot
manually
to select my
add yourself.
token.
Oh, I don't know how to add it manually.
Change yours to 17 though, Cat.
I
Because
can see where I can now.
Please hold while I remember how you do this. My original roll was 13. Okay, I did it.
Okay, I just need to roll for the big boys. All right. Add them to the timer. Yes. Wow. Okay, they rolled really poorly. Cool. That's going to benefit y'all. Descending. Okay. So, Akiko, you get to go first.
All right. Let's see, it's done well so far, so I might as well start off with the moonbeam.
Okay.
So that was a spell save DC of 14, and it's trying to find it.
Fair enough.
Here I can.
Okay. So it's a 5-foot radius and 40-foot high cylinder. So it's centered on a point within range. So just draw a circle around one of them. It's basically a square, I guess. Or do you want me to do it? Pick which one you're targeting, I guess. And we'll go from there.
I'll probably go for the closest one because it'll be the first one I spot.
Okay. So that one.
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty then. And that's 15 damage. Nice. Very nice. Okay.
Did the ogre save? They have to roll a spell save, John.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry. I am
Constitution.
paying attention. Constitution. Nope.
Now they fail.
Speaking the ones. Speaking of a one. All right, cool. So that puts them there. Okay. Cool. They are interesting. Just gonna say. All right, go ahead. Who's next? It is, unless you want to do anything else, Akiko.
I think she'll just stay where she's at. Just be ready.
Okay. All right. Caden, your turn.
Okay. 15, 20, 25, 30. This one in the back, and he's going to activate his tattoo. So the golden dragon tattoos that go down both his arms, like reach up, like raise up off his arms and like kind of go into striking positions. And I will a puncha.
Puncha.
A 10.
That misses. Oof.
And a second puncha.
That hits.
13. All right. That will do 5 bludgeoning, 3 force damage
Okay.
for 8 total.
Okay.
And I'm going to use a key point to do stunning strike.
Okay.
So he's got to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, yay. Does that work? Oh, worked a lot better this time, I'm afraid.
Nope, that's fine. And then I will do my last punch. 20.
Oof. Oh,
That's another
10
10
more.
damage.
Yikes. Okay.
And I will attempt
months.
another stunning strike, so he's got to make another con save.
Okay. And that'd be a 21, so I think he saves.
Fine. Yep.
All right. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
You're done? Okay. Ophelia, your turn. Where's Zakara going last?
I don't know what I want to do.
Well, there's 2 hurt, and there's 1 unhurt.
Okay. Let me see. Should I just be like, just take a nice risk and do a fireball? I'll move up a little bit.
Okay.
And then, if I cast a fireball, it says the range is 150 feet, so I can sort of cast it in the middle of them, right? I don't care if it hits Caden.
I mean, you absolutely could. What's the total width of that? What's the diameter of it?
Each creature in a 20-foot radius.
Okay. So you could literally put it in the middle. I guess that does get Caden, and it doesn't get you. I don't believe. 1.
So it's not gonna be
Two.
Caden.
Aren't you a cleric? How do you have fireball?
How do you know what? It's none of your business what
she's
I am.
an interesting cleric. Okay,
None
so
of your
yeah,
business
if you
what
put
I
it there, that's a pretty good spot for it.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
And it says they have to do a dexterity saving throw.
Mm-hmm. And they're so good
And
at
then-
dexterity, let me tell you.
On a failed save, they take 8d6 fire damage.
Yep. So-
or half as much damage on a successful one.
So you want to...
Okay, click it, and then that, right? Did I do it right?
Yeah, it gave the damage of 25. So half if I make this. All right, so we're going to do the one that Caden hit. Nope. The one that Akiko hit. Nope. And the one behind them. Hey, somebody at least took half. Okay, so...
Doesn't Caden also have to do it?
No, because you put it in a spot where it doesn't hit him, actually.
Oh, I was really hoping it would.
I mean, if you were trying to catch me in it, you can put it where it would hit me.
I mean,
No,
it's true.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Sure.
I'll get him later.
Oh, no, it'd be 8, right? Yeah. Okay, and then this is full damage on these 2. Oof. That is... that. And that is... Okay. All right. Damage done. Ouchie. All right, Islude, or Ophelia, is there anything else you want to do?
I forgot what you can do in each turn.
You can move. You can do a bonus action.
Hang
Ri-
on.
Right now, you're within hitting range. I'm just going to tell you. So if you try and disengage, unless you have some way of getting away without taking a hit, you would take a hit.
So I'll just move away.
Okay. So with that, they get
I just did a back roll.
they get a strike at you. Okay.
Yeah.
So great club to the face. 21 hit. Your armor class?
Ow.
It does indeed.
That's rude. Just saying.
For 12 damage.
Okay.
So basically, he hit you up the backside as you're trying to get away. Kind of get moved about 5 more feet further. And take one.
I got smacked in my arse.
Exactly. All right.
Oh, dear.
Zakara, final or no,
It's-
Islud,
it's
it's your
Islud.
turn.
How
So-
badly hurt do they look?
Well, one of the two that have been hit definitely look to use a term bloodied would be the word I would use. The back one is less damage because he only took the fireball and he took half damage at that. But the other two definitely look hurt. Quite hurt. The one that Caden hit is the one that is in the worst shape.
Okay. So I'm going to raise my hand up and say, I really don't feel like dealing with you, and it's not your time, and I will cast haste on Zakara.
Oh, nice.
Zakara's very happy about that. All right.
So
Plus 2 to my AC, and an extra attack. All right.
Okay.
and then I'm
Nice.
just going to step 5 feet back.
'Kay.
Because I am now concentrating on that.
Fair enough. Okay. Zakara, you now get to do your action.
Yeah, 5, 10, 15. I'm going to use 20 feet of my movement to go here.
Of course.
I'm going to attack this one first
Okay.
with Great Weapon Master. So that'll be 21 to hit
That hits.
for 20 slashing damage.
Ooh, that was the one to your right.
Yeah, the one surrounded by the green.
He did.
Oof.
So that was 20, 25, 30. I'm within melee of both of them now.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm going to attack this one next.
Okay.
Great Weapon Master as well.
Okay.
Would I be flanking with Caden?
Is that flanking? I mean, not really. I mean, I guess you could be based on their size, but yeah, if you move there, you're definitely flanking.
All right, I'll move there then.
Okay.
So Great Weapon Master with advantage.
Don't know if I
Another
want to give
20
you that. Hit. Yeah, doesn't matter.
for 23 slashing.
Wow. So describe for me how you just dealt with this dude, because he did.
I like to think that for Ophelia, I slash him in like the side, and it just splatters some blood onto Caden.
Nice. And you did
Yeah.
kill the one that attacked Ophelia as well, if you would like to describe that particular incident.
Oh, I hacked him right behind the knees to make him fall down to be more my level than I decapitated him.
Nice. Nice.
And then
Okay.
I get a hasted action. I'm going to attack this one.
Wow. Okay.
A 19
That hits.
for 25 slashing.
Okay. He's still up. Because he took the
growl
least
at him.
damage. Fair enough.
You know what? I'm going to action surge, and I'm going to do it all over again.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Cool.
So, same guy. Ooh,
Miss.
a 9 probably won't.
Miss.
You know
Yep.
what? I'm going to use my luck blade, and I'm going to re-roll that d20.
Jeez. Okay. Well,
Would a 10 have hit?
no, it would not have.
All right. Fine. Second attack. 16
Of course you hit. Yeah.
for 23.
Okay.
And then
Just,
my last
nope,
hasted
nope,
action.
Nope.
I don't
nope.
care. 21. I'm hitting him again, John. I'm hitting him
Okay.
again, John.
He down.
For 19 more.
He down. Okay. All right, give it to me. How do you slaughter this poor beast?
I just keep slashing at him until he starts groaning, and then even while he's dying, falling to the ground, I just continue slashing, and then even when he's on the ground, I just continue slashing, and then after about a moment, I compose myself and take a deep breath and just turn to face everybody, probably covered in blood myself.
Oh, blood, Pfft. Gore, all sorts of fun stuff, an intestine or two even. While you do that, it's their turn. There's one left. Hooray!
Good. I growl at him.
That was my brother, if he could speak. And he swings his club at you. Does a 23 hit?
Yep.
He does 9 bludgeoning. That's really, really sad.
Okay.
Let's see. Can he do it? Oh, he can also. Is he going to do that? No, probably not.
My eyes widen.
Does he have the ability to hit you twice?
Does he have the multi-attack feature
does
in his
not.
stat block?
He does not. It's very sad. They are just little
It
pure,
is.
pure little nothing ogres. All right, back to the top
Little
of the
tiny
round.
ogres.
Yay, Kiko, you can burn them again. Hurrah.
Yep, I'll just move that moonbeam.
I feel so lucky. Okay. What's that damage again? You'll have
You
to
have to
roll.
make a saving throw.
Oh, I have to make a saving throw. It's Constitution, right?
Oh, well,
Maybe.
it's not worth much.
Oof. Well, I rolled pretty poorly, as per usual, when it comes to
Well,
mobs. I mean, considering what these other two have done to me, I'm kind of okay with you not getting a very good roll there. I'm just going to say. All right, cool. All right.
It just kind of shocks him a little bit.
Yep. Anything else you want to do?
Like static electricity.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much I can do.
Okay. All right, Caden.
Besides, like, move up a little bit. So that'll be it.
So you can be there to watch the gore fall out later. Gotcha.
Hopefully not get splattered.
I mean, fair.
But since he's been covered in blood from standing too close to that one, he's just gonna strike from here.
Okay.
His,
Yay.
dragon tattoo like slashes out and strikes it from here. So bam, crit.
Ouch. Oh dear.
20 damage.
Poor monsters. They take a big hit. All right. So
Second
how much?
attack, 20 altogether.
20. Okay.
Yep. 11 bludgeoning, 9 force.
He's
That
just
matters,
a
but-
sweet ogre trying to make his way in the forest. All
Does
right.
15 hit.
Does a 15 hit? Yes, it does.
Trying to see how many
Another
layers
7.
this ogre has, John.
He's like an onion. Okay.
Third strike, 20
Oof.
for 11 more.
Okay. Nice.
Or 12, sorry.
For 12. Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be that. And that'd be.
And then I'll spend
That.
a key point for flurry of blows. 12
Cool. That hits too, by the way.
for 12 more.
Okay. I just realized I had not had that up. Sorry, for 12 more, you said?
Yep.
Dear. Oh, dear. Okay. You done?
Yeah.
What, you don't want to move into flanking?
Nope.
Wow.
He
Some
doesn't
Covered
want to
in
help
blood last
you.
time I did.
Some teammate.
You already killed 3. I wanted to kill
No-
this one, but
No battle strategy.
Nice. I mean, he didn't want to get covered with blood. He was very clear on that, in fact. Okay. All right. Ophelia, I believe it's your turn, unless Caden needs to do any movement or anything else he would like to do.
I'm fine.
Okay. Ophelia
Kidding,
from...
can eat my poo.
Okay.
Just so
Is-
he knows.
Okay. Is that all you're doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to him and ram a piece of my poo in his mouth. Yeah.
Ew, gross. Don't like that.
Look at his face. He doesn't seem bothered.
Yeah, well, he's probably... If I'm going to be honest, he probably would eat it just fine. He's an ogre. You never know. Okay.
I'm not talking about the Ergon. I'm talking about Caden.
Oh, okay. Well, that I don't know about. I can't speak for
How far
Caden.
can I move again?
You can move, I believe, 30, so 6 squares.
Okay, I'll move to here. Was that where it was?
Yep.
Okay, and then I wanted to fireball again, but I don't want to hit Sakara. So
Just gonna say that might be. I mean, you can always fire it off a little farther away.
true. It says 150 feet range, so I could fire it like
Right there.
There, yeah, and
Yep.
it'd still hit it.
Yep.
All right, I'll fire it there.
Okay.
Why not? Let's do it.
So this little pea of sulfur goes flying out of your hands, moving off towards that poor tree, and it explodes. Roll, please. I don't think it's gonna matter.
It did.
You gotta do a dex save, John.
Yeah, I don't know that it's gonna matter. Just saying.
Not my fault if you have weak characters, John.
They're not weak. They're very strong.
Pathetic.
Oh, look.
You
I
met
got
it.
half. Yeah.
And half. So just take
And
half.
you know what half does? It
Kills
still
it.
kills him. Yep.
And Zakara just feels like that, you know, like when like the fire goes past, it just like bends the nostril hairs. Like if-
Steam shooting from his nose.
The stink of ogre as the ogre falls forward, a burning heap, after being pummeled by Caden and then exploded by a fireball, which sweeps around it, burning its hair. Its eyes roll to the top of its head, and it collapses in a big sklump and lands on the ground.
I'll
And
just yell over Caden. You alright, Caden?
psst, nice.
I'm fine, thanks.
That's a shame.
All right. With that, we're going to take a break. Alrighty. So if anybody needs to do anything, now's the time. Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Well-
everybody.
Well, to be fair, while we're taking a break, I just wanted to tell you guys that I just got told on Google, as I was looking at. Listen, don't judge me, but I was looking for the exact red lipstick shade that Taylor Swift wears. Anyway, you know, true celebrity follower and all that. And while I was looking, I saw that Mac are doing a Mac X Whitney Houston line.
Oh,
How
dear.
do you do a makeup line with someone who is not alive?
Don't know.
It's not really Mac X Whitney Houston, is it? It's Mac X Whitney Houston's estate because they're gonna get all the money for it, and she's not here.
Yep, it's true. Hello, Majestic Malia. I can never pronounce your name.
Malaya.
Malaya, thank you. How are you? Welcome to YouTube. Yes, we're streaming on YouTube for our D&D, and no, we're not taking a winter break. We might take a break over Christmas, but not a winter break.
We never called this like once a
So-
month. It's basically a winter break.
Exactly.
John,
Yes.
I'm a little bit salty with you.
Why?
This is the second time that you've listed a bunch of distractions people and left me off.
I would like to make this clear, because I can't respond while we're doing this, that this was originally created by B, not me.
Originally, what, like 4 years ago?
I'm
I
gonna
haven't
tell-
maintained this channel in a long time, but you've added James and Iris.
Oh,
wait,
but I-
no. Yeah,
no,
you
I
have.
haven't.
Yeah, you added
Have I?
James and
Oh,
Iris,
okay.
yeah.
Well, I think I added new people, but I
Uh-oh.
didn't adjust other things. So I don't know why you're not.
Well,
To be fair,
mine's
I'm
not adjusted. My
I'm not
level
sure
versus
why
James
you're
is
not
about
there,
5
Rob.
years old.
going to be honest. So
I can fix it.
yeah. So
It's fine. Left me off the Discord too. It's just I don't care.
Discord?
I'm gone.
what Discord?
Don't list me on anything. I'm not part of distractions.
What
It's really
Discord?
awkward to not
What are you
list
talking
Rob's
about?
Twitch when it's like the most active one. Oh dear me.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with all that. So I don't know when that was edited last, other than the additions of those two people.
Translation: didn't look, didn't care. You're right to be salty, Rob.
Didn't look probably as accurate. Yes, not didn't care. I care.
But if you cared, then you would have looked.
I mean,
Oof. To be fair,
wow.
given the fact that Avalos' username and my username are like years old as well.
Yeah,
Don't
has-
defend him, dude.
no,
I'm
no.
not
She's
defending him. I'm saying it's
she's
mildly
pointing out that
annoying.
I haven't adjusted anybody's. Is basically
yeah, I'm
what
with
she's
you.
saying.
Boo.
Boo, boo, John.
Boo.
Yeah.
Webby can't boo
But yeah,
me though because
the
I gave him the
Discord
fight.
too. Like John put little like, oh,
What
meet
Discord?
the distractions crew. Blah 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 blah. I wasn't listed. I just wrote wow underneath.
If it makes you feel any better, up until about 4 weeks ago when I told him it was still listed, it said I was a Yogscast member. I haven't been
Man,
since
I mean,
2020.
yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Is anybody else missing off this list while I'm updating it?
I don't know. Is Percy there?
Yep.
Okay.
Oof. It's not looking good.
Well, as I said, I probably added new people and didn't bother to look at the list to see if everything else was correct.
Ugh, Rob's gonna slap you so hard in the face later.
He has to come here first.
Don't tempt
Right,
him.
Okay, if you refresh
I'm
it,
tempting him. He can come here and slap me if he comes here.
if you refresh it now, I have corrected it. Dumb bird, John.
Cool. Yeah, whatever.
And I will also set it to the upload default so that all future posts automatically have the correction in it too.
Mm-hmm. Unless they get transferred over from Twitter, in which case it erases, or not Twitter, but Twitch, it erases everything and just puts, this video was uploaded from Twitch, which is kind of annoying. I hate that it does that.
I will admit, because of the format of the description, I can tell that it was originally me that wrote it, but that was years ago. So.
It was years ago. You are correct. All right.
You
Cool.
adjusted it. It's still your fault.
I'm not arguing. I'm not putting up any defense of it. It just is what it is.
Gosh,
So-
dang it, John. If it makes you feel any better, Rob, the most watched thing on this channel is
B?
from the Halloween stream.
Oh, the Halloween
No.
stream. Yeah. That's
It's
true.
Rob.
It is.
Rob's
It's Phasmophobia.
You forgot
with
about
Rob.
him again.
I didn't forget about him. Sorry, I was thinking something different. I don't know what I was thinking about. I wasn't thinking that way. I'm tired. Leave me alone. Just because you live and deal with this every day, I don't. Meantime, I got a package in the middle of all that. If you heard the bing bong from
Was there anything
good
exciting?
old Alexa. Don't know. It's still in a box. No idea what it is.
Sometimes when I'm recording stuff, my doorbell goes off. It's like someone's at the front door doorbell.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah, I've
"Great."
heard that. Yes. That's always exciting.
Right in the
Alright.
middle of bloody doing things.
Yeah. So, everybody back?
Quick question before we start.
Yep.
Taylor Swift red on me. Yay or nay? You think it'd work?
I think
Sure.
it would. You're
Webby's just like,
I know nothing, so don't ask me.
okay.
yeah, your complexion works well with like a vibrant red. Yeah.
How easily does it come off?
Why do you ask?
I'm thinking maybe that's what Webby's thinking.
Wow.
Oh my god. Like as in print off onto other people?
Yeah.
Webby.
I was once seeing a guy that really hated makeup, like really hated makeup because it like came off on stuff. And I bought a very special primer, like a setting spray. You can get setting sprays. I bought one that was highly reviewed for stopping your makeup from coming off during, the certain things
Events.
that might rub your makeup off. Events,
Uh-huh,
yeah.
uh-huh.
Anyway, it's actually clown makeup. It's made for clowns. Clowns wear it to keep the clown makeup on while they're sweating and performing, and it
Nice.
works. It really works. Like it's
I
not
mean-
that. It stings like hell when you put it on, but that is not. None of your makeup is coming off when you have that on.
It's fair. It's fair. So
Fair.
I'm just gonna look.
Because I actually ruined that said guy who I was seeing. I ruined his. He had a black denim jacket. That's like quite expensive denim jackets, and I ruined it. There was like foundation all over it, and he was furious. I was sat in the back. I was sat like wiping it with baby wipes, trying to get it off, and it would not come off. It was ruined. So yeah. But he got to kiss me, so I'm not paying for it. Like I think that's a reasonable exchange. I ruined his jacket, but he got to put his lips on my lips, So I think that's a reasonable exchange. among other things.
I'm trying to fall asleep. I'm not succeeding here.
Why am I saying this on the internet? Can they hear us?
Yeah, of course they can
I
hear
think
you.
so,
What are
yeah.
you talking about? Uh,
I don't know if you were muted.
it was
It's
Christmas
okay.
presents, by the way. That's what it was.
Oh,
So,
you get your Christmas presents done late.
no, we just do it continually. I have to buy for
Rob,
so
are you
many people.
Checking yourself out in the. It looked like Rob was like checking himself out in the camera.
I had spots on my glasses. I was trying to figure out where they were.
Oh, that's what you were
Uh,
looking at. It looked like you were going like this, like, oh yeah, I could. I'm looking good today.
Nice.
Hello.
Hello, Penguin Play. How are you doing?
Hi. I hope you weren't listening to our conversation a minute.
Probably was. All right.
By the way,
Yeah, to look at myself though, I'd have to look over that way because that's where my
of course,
thing is.
my one of my favorite stores right now is doing a sale, and I was like, oh, I'll go see if they've got any makeup on sale. Everything that's on sale is baby clothes and baby bottles.
Mm.
Are they trying to tell me something?
Are you trying to tell yourself something?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, exactly. Okay. I'm going to ask this question specifically to this group because I want to double check. Do you guys want to stop here for the night so that B can get to her appointment tomorrow and not be completely
My
shattered?
appointment's not till 2 p.m.
I mean, you're the one that was saying you might be in bad shape tomorrow, so I'm just asking
Well,
you.
only because I was tired from the night before as well, but I'm okay. I've had that second wind kind of thing, so I'm really
Okay.
not tired right now.
All right. All right.
I don't
Everybody
mind.
else-
It's up to, I'm not gonna like argue if people want to stop.
No,
but I'm fine.
I just wanted to make sure. Is everybody else good? Are we all here? Because I don't actually know.
I don't care.
I hate you.
I'm here.
All right. Cool. You're good?
He knows exactly what he's doing.
I mean, he does. Akiko. Cat, you all right?
Hello,
You good?
Akiko.
I'm just
Akiko
looking at her
50,000.
name and it confused me for a second. Not that that takes much. All right.
I'm fine either way.
Okay. All right. So based on that,
L Akiko 50,000 L.
I think we'll continue. Wow. L. All right. Here we go. So we'll go back to the intro, everybody. We'll see you all on the other side. And we'll get started on the next episode. All right, we are back with a whole new session. Hi, everybody. We are underway here. So last time, this group left Tepe Calisay after some weird feelings and some sense of dread and a sense that the entire area is very washed out magically through some means that you're not completely clear on. And as you returned to the valley that you were in previously, and after having a good camp and a couple of events for a couple of people, you ended up being assaulted by some ogres who didn't do very well, not gonna lie. They did get a couple of hits in, so I'm okay with that. But their great targeting event never happened because they rolled super low on their attack. So, it happens. They are kind of slow, so it doesn't really work terribly well. All right, so with all that said and done, we are back, and you guys have just knocked off all these ogres. What would you like to do? There
I
are
want
4
to sit on them and
squidges.
teabag them.
Ew. I mean,
That's what you did in COD in 2013. Why not now?
I mean, sure.
I end up dropping haste, so there's a wave of lethargy that passes over Zakara.
You say you're dropping waste.
No.
Haste.
Haste. The spell haste.
He's just
You're just
pooping in the
walking and
river.
grabbing.
Dropping trout.
Excuse me. The battle's over now.
I really needed to go. I'm glad you guys were effective.
Oh, I just couldn't seriously imagine him just. I thought he said dropping waste, like walking and just crapping as he goes.
Yeah, yuck. That's disgusting. All right, so Zakara, you have. Is it like at a point of exhaustion? Is that what he ends up with for a bit?
No,
He's
it's
just
not.
stunned
No,
for a
just
turn.
I'm
tired.
stunned for a turn. Yeah, I just
Ah.
can't do anything for a turn.
Okay, so it didn't matter. As there is no threat, you spend 6 seconds doing nothing, and then you're able to do whatever you want.
I immediately look at Islude and I point at him. I say, I like whatever that was.
So you're addicted to magic that makes you run fast.
I got
And
to
you-
swing extra times.
Noted.
Sakara sounds like such a simple man. I gotta do
Yes.
extra swing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm happy.
he has simple
I hit
needs.
hard
What do you
more.
want from him?
I
Yeah.
do a big hard hit. I swing. I happy now.
And then he's going to immediately start checking on Ophelia because he saw her get hit.
I mean, yeah, I'm down a bit of health, but I'm all right. Can always heal myself, can't I?
Okay.
Can I? Can heal myself, can't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use
Is anybody
your-
else damaged?
I took a hit, but it wasn't a very large one.
Wait, when you're not actually in a like battle, you can just do spells freely, right?
They still cost a
Yeah, they
slot,
still
but
cost
Yeah.
a spell slot, but yes.
Well,
you
I've
can do
only
it.
used one so far. Should I do mass healing word then?
Didn't you
I don't
use,
think anyone
you
else
did,
is hurt.
You did
You
2
and Zakara were
fireballs,
the only
by
ones
the
that were
way.
hit, I think.
Oh well, then screw him. I'll just do it for myself.
So reminder, you did 2
I'll just do
fireballs,
normal
so you
healing
did
word.
2 spell slots.
Wait. Okay.
I'm just
Calm down.
just saying, it might matter at some point.
Okay. Well, I know from the break between that we're not going to need any more spells.
Wow, metagaming
Yeah.
much.
I am going to use healing word
I
on
s-
myself.
That's fair. You can do that.
You know, when it says a creature of your choice that's within range, it means yourself too, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless it
Okay,
specifically says you can't target yourself.
And I can increase the level that I cast it at to 3.
Do you also have Cure Wounds? Because that one does more healing.
I do.
That does a D8 instead of a D4.
Okay. Should I cast it at a higher level?
How much are you down by?
12?
I don't think you should need to.
Yeah, one might do
Okay.
it, or at least get you really close.
All right. Touch.
Yeah, so you heal for 8.
Okay. Close enough.
Okay.
Awesome. I'll just sleep the rest off. It's just a flesh wound. Literally got smacked in my arse with a giant club, but it'll be fine. Got a fractured tailbone and a big gaping hole in my bum, but it's all right.
When we're not in combat, you can also use your hit dice to heal.
Okay. I'm just gonna. It's alright. I'll just waddle for a while.
Nice. Yeah, because if you use your
I
hit,
won't
hit
be.
dice,
I
it's not a
won't be
spell.
dumping my waist. Put it that way, because it hurts very bad. I have to eat something real spicy, so it just slips out. Anyone got any laxatives?
Jeez. You are really focused on this topic again.
Everyone likes poop, John. We all do it.
I mean, if you say so. That's not a topic I've been real fond of. Okay. Zakara runs across the river.
No,
All right.
he's just going to go wash himself off in the river.
Fair enough. You are covered in a lot of filth of the
Oh.
blood and gore variety. Right.
You know.
So, is anything else you guys want to do?
Seeing as you went and did that, I will turn and offer to Caden. Do you want me to remove what went on you?
Sure, if you can.
I will cast Prestidigitation on him to remove the blood and everything.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you.
Zakar, do you want me to get what that doesn't easily?
No, I
Right.
should be fine. This isn't the first time I've been covered in gore.
Yeah.
Make for a great conversation one day. Okay.
Ophelia learns the truth.
You don't want to hear his stories, trust me. Not the ones that are gore involved in them.
Nice.
Too much slashing.
All right. So, based on that, you guys get cleaned up, and you're ready to do whatever you want to do. You want to leave? Did you want to? What do you want to do?
Do the ogres have possessions, aka like anything on their waist, anything we can look for?
So,
like, is there anything?
Yeah, I mean they wear like simple leather, like hide armor. They have clubs and javelins, spears and things of that nature. They also, some of them have food, I think you would call it, wrapped around like in little belt loops on their waist. But in some cases, one of them has a little bag that's tied around their waist, in which you find 7 silver.
Who paid for our room at that godforsaken town?
As Zakara did.
Here, take this. Tosses you the 7 silver.
He'll take it and he'll nod. And, thank you.
All right.
I think we should leave before their friends come. If there is any more, that is.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm assuming everybody else agrees. You guys load back up in your cart. Horses are a lot less freaked out. They had wandered off a bit to get away from the ogres, so it took a little bit of doing to get them back, but you manage it. And off you travel again. You travel for a fair ways, of course, and just before night sets in and it becomes full-on darkness, you see the outskirts of Malik Botan in the distance, and you reach the city.
Oh my god. It's a big city.
Yeah, she's a biggin.
She's a big boy.
Is big boy. All right, so what would you like to do?
Well, we have to bring these horses back before we leave the city, correct?
That's true. Then you need to
I
figure
forget,
out.
was the wagon ours or no?
I think you rented both.
We rented both. We came on an airship, remember?
Yeah. So, yeah, I was going to say, you didn't have any of this beforehand, so I'm assuming you must have rented them both.
I thought we bought them and we're going to take them on the airship with us. I'm not sure, though.
You know what?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, because he said that if we wanted to, we could bring them back and he'd give us a portion of what we paid back.
Right.
If they weren't dead.
Right.
Obviously.
Right. That makes some sense. I will say that is sensible. So,
But, I mean, if you'd like to keep them, we could just bring them onto the airship.
Then we should probably get supplies for them. I don't know if, we have food and all that if we're going to keep them.
Okay. So, I just realized where my position is on this screen. Okay, so you're going to keep the horses. I'm assuming you're not going to keep the wagon, or are you going to try and keep that too on a airship?
I mean, yeah, why not?
I'm just thinking of space. I don't know if there's enough space, but I'm
We'll
not
keep
sure.
it on the deck, and we'll just tie it down.
Okay, all right.
What do you have us on an airboat? This is an airship, John.
I'm just
Okay.
asking. I'm just clarifying because I just want to realize how this works. That's all.
You guys gonna take your wagon onto the air canoe?
Yep.
I was just gonna say air canoe.
Air canoe.
Oh my
The
god.
air raft.
Air skiff.
All right. All right. All right.
Just call it the helicarrier.
So you okay. So just to clarify, you're going to find your airship now? Is that what you guys are up to?
I'm gonna go and buy food for the horses.
Okay.
I'll go buy food for us.
All right. Okay.
I would go to the library and
Okay, good.
report in person what I learned because I couldn't give them a lot of details through the sending stone.
Fair enough. Okay.
I'll turn to Akiko. Do you want to go shopping or anything? It seems everybody
Get in. I'm going shopping.
get in the van.
We're going to the mall.
I mean, is there much we're low on right now? They've already got food covered now.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that everybody's going in 12 different directions. I don't know if you wanted to do anything.
I say we head towards the ship. The others will meet us there. See
Shoot
how
first
far along
aid.
they are.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, as you guys are making your way to your various locations, I think we'll start first with the ones heading towards the ship. As you move towards where the airship is docked, the ship is very much a looking rebuilt. The gossamer sails are back up and running properly. Everything seems to be back in place, and the captain is busy trying to get people moving. And he sees you all coming towards him, and he waves at you both and says, are you ready to go, are you?
We'll need a little bit of time, not like another day. Everyone, we will be. We purchased horses and a cart. We would like to bring them with us just in case, and they're getting supplies for them to not take of yours.
Oh, okay. I will say we have room for that, but your wagon will have to stay on the deck. I don't think we've got room in the hold for it, but the horses we can definitely put below deck.
Good. I don't think that would be the ones that flying off would be bad.
Indeed, it is pretty much that way.
Well, then the rest should be back. We came here because we didn't have anything to do.
Okay. Awesome. I will have things prepared for when they get here, I guess. And he waves at a couple of people and kind of gives them a bit of orders to kind of get everything ready for animals. And one's sent off to find hay and different things to kind of make it easier for them to lay down on if they decide to do that. And also to make sure that no leavings are left where they shouldn't be. And with that, unless there's anything else you two want to do, we will go to we'll move on to the next group.
There is none from me, but I don't know about Akiko.
Akiko will probably just try and pitch in and help where she can. She doesn't like sitting idle.
Okay. All right. So you get busy and help with all of that. And as you guys do, we will head over to the purchasing pair, Zakara and Ophelia.
Ophelia.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Well, just making sure to forget my name.
I mean, I'm staring at it, so it's hard to forget it. It's more the pronunciation I have trouble with.
Pronunciation, but you know, at least you tried.
Yeah. So you guys make your way over to shops. Is there anything you're specifically wanting to do while you're there? Are you just buying stores and then that's it? You're just
Buying
there.
the whole store. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. Like stores of food.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
buying food for us and then food for the horses.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if you're wanting to engage in any conversations while you're there. If it's just basically you're going there shopping and coming home sort of thing.
Is it crowded?
It's less busy as it's later in the day. By the time you guys got there, it's probably closer to 4 or 5 o'clock. So some shops are closing up. Some are still hawking their wares. You can find what you need because there are still some merchants selling food. But
Okay.
it's not like heaving, no. Comparatively.
I will look down at Ophelia and I'll say, that locket of yours. You showed me the picture of your son that you said was missing. Is there anybody else missing as well?
It depends what you mean by missing.
Well, not sure to the extent of how your son went missing, but would his father also be missing?
Missing implies that it's an accident.
Oh. Oh. I'll just nod and kind of get quiet again for a moment.
I don't know where he is. I don't want to know where he is. And I especially don't want him to know where I am.
I mean, you don't have to answer right now, obviously, but is there any particular reason for that?
He's not a good man.
I see. Well, I've offered my assistance to you to help find your son, and if you happen to find the other, or if he finds you, I will gladly assist in that matter as well, if need be.
If my husband finds me, I hope the way he does that is by means of being inside a body bag.
All right.
Or whatever it would be back then. It's probably not a bag.
I mean,
Probably more like
approximately
just a
similar.
muffin.
Yeah.
A fine box carried by kobolds.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everything that we're buying as far as food, Zakara will just start carrying it all in his arms.
Okay.
And then he'll just kind of go quiet for the remainder of the shopping trip.
Okay.
Alrighty. So the you kind of organize yourselves, get your stuff together, and you move back to the ship. Sorry, who had the horses? I just realized I actually didn't.
I assume Islud and Akiko brought the horses in the cart to the ship.
Yeah, I just realized.
We were just purchasing food for them, and then Caden went to the library.
Yep. Confusion. So we brought them. Surprise.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, apparently I was confused. So anyway, so I guess you guys bed down the animals and get the wagon on the ship. And yeah, and then the other two show up. So with that, we will go over to Caden. So Caden, you go to the center of the city, to the library there, and you make your way in. As previously stated, there is at the center a fountain wherein you have put documents in the past which magically seem to travel somewhere else. Yep. I assume that's what you're planning on doing now?
Yeah. So to Curator Eleonora in Calixar, I would write out what I learned in Tepe Calisay, like what the dwarf told us, what I learned from talking to those guys at the thing about how they think there's a group of tabaxi fighting the city, that the wizards are taking all the money for themselves, and that they're draining the life out of the land, blah, 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 blah. So I'll send all that to her. I'll also tell the curator of this current library the same thing. But I will also send a message to my father in I can never remember the name of it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The
I won't say,
yeah,
Lajang.
Yes.
I'm gonna write that one in Kiori so that it's most likely only he's gonna be able to read it. Okay. I will tell him the same thing, but to his, I'm going to add the part about us meeting the supposed father of the gods and the whole vision of the peninsula being destroyed by a magical weapon, and tell him to be cautious, and maybe they should think about moving somewhere else to be safe.
Okay. And they okay, so you send those off. As you do, the head of the library comes over to you and says, Caden, is it? It is good to see you again. I hope you were successful in your mission.
I would have liked to have done more. Don't think I'm going to be able to prevent this war with what I've learned, but...
I see. Well, we will do our best to make sure it is as short as possible. If we can.
I tried to talk the miners into staying neutral if a fight comes, so hopefully they'll listen to my advice, but...
We have contacts over there, and from what I understand, they have assured me that some groups definitely do not have the same purpose in mind. I guess I would describe it as. Did you need anything else from us, or?
No, I must return to my mission that I was on before. Just be careful. As I said, they're draining the life from the land for something. We learned from another source that someone is creating some kind of powerful magical weapon. Don't know if they plan to set it off. If they see the armies of Malik Bolton marching on them, might want to get into the city stealthily if you can. Stop those wizards before they can set off whatever it is they're doing.
She nods at that, and she sits down on the marble that sort of rings around the fountain, and kind of pats it for you to sit beside her. And she says, "It is our judgment that these wizards have been telling their people a lot of things which aren't true. And we are going to attempt to do as much as we can peacefully, but their intervention to this point has been deceptive at best and outright fabrication and destruction at worst. Our fear is that their goal is not to stay at Tepe Calisay, but that they have a secret agenda that we don't know of quite yet. We're still trying to discern what's going on, but they're very good at hiding themselves. You are correct about the leeching of the magic. There is a belief that they are trying to create some sort of magical weapon, but not in a devastation, but more in a focus. Something that they can use to open some sort of gate, but we don't know much beyond that. But the plan is to deal with them.
Don't remember what city, but I know that he figured it out by looking at a map where figured the explosion or whatever caused the destruction they saw in the future vision.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know he figured out kind of which city it was where the epicenter was.
Right.
So
right.
he'll say to her that city, and he'll say, if they're not building it in Tepe Calisay, most likely they're building it in, and he'll say that city.
She nods at that and says, I will certainly pass that information along. Those of my order may attempt to intervene, but I have to be honest and say, if it's being passed on to other magic users, it's very likely that they are involved. So we may find that it would be difficult to extricate them from the situation, if you know what I mean. But we'll do our best to try. Our concern at the moment is what these wizards are up to here, because if that bomb goes off there and causes another cataclysm, if there's another one floating around, then obviously that's going to only make everything worse. So our initial goal is to try our best to eliminate that. But what we will do is we will pass on this information you've given us so that hopefully they will do something about it. But my contacts, even in Lijiang, are not overwhelmingly interested in what we have to say.
I passed on some information to my father, who's in Lijiang. All I can do is hope that he'll listen to me, at least.
Okay. And then she nods at that. By the way, the city is called Etria.
Etria.
And she says, I will do my best. I will contact people in Kalasar and see if there's something they can do. We won't know for sure for a while whether or not they'll be able to do anything about it. Unfortunately, there are orders in the world that are seeking destruction, so we're just trying to disrupt this one. If you find out anything further, please keep us in mind in your contacts. And good fortune to you.
Good fortune to you as well, Curator.
She nods and stands and pats her cane and says, "It was pleasant. May your trip be successful. Enjoy the elves. They are unique in their perspective."
I'm sure they are.
She nods again and wanders off.
As he walks away, he wonders, not if Ophelia's their typical elf.
I mean,
How dare you?
you get the impression it wasn't quite a polite comment either, to be fair, but more judging, I would say, anyway. But yeah,
Think.
maybe. So you, I assume, after that, head back out towards the airship.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So all of you reassemble now back at the airship, unless there's anything else anybody wants to do beforehand.
No, not really.
Okay. All right. So the captain looks at you all and says, "All right, with that, are we ready to go? Or is there anything else you need to do while we're here?" Seeing that his response generally, as it's received, is that you guys are ready to go, he then says, "Good, let's get back to where we were meant to be." And the ship starts to glow. All of the sails turn the rainbow coloring, and it starts to ascend back into the air above Malik Botan. And you make sail towards Veilguard, to the north and west. The travel is fairly calm and peaceful. The weather is generally okay. If there's anything else you guys would like to do while we are on this journey, please let me know. Otherwise, we will move on to Veilguard.
Just making maps.
Sitting drawing.
He's making his way downtown. Gotcha.
I tried not to do that, but yeah, pretty much. All right, so
When I'm not
Mhm.
helping Ophelia with something, I'm probably on the deck, just training with my sword,
fair enough.
just by myself.
Okay. All right. So it takes you about 3 days to arrive at Veilguard, having gone south and now coming sort of northwest. As you guys get closer to the mountain range that Veilguard is based near, the weather does get a little weird. The wind picks up occasionally. The weather kind of flips back and forward between rain and snow and just general sunlight, and kind of flips between all those the same day sometimes. And the ship continues to travel. Again, as you get closer, you will see that the area around Veilguard is cleared of trees. It is not the city that we've met in Rock of Cairbryn at this point. It is basically a fortress town. There is large walls around it. There is a massive black stoned castle, which sits on a base of obsidian and then has steep slopes that go down it, and a bridge that crosses the moat that ascends that steep, or is circling around those steep elevation. And as you fly towards it, the captain comes to you all and says, "All right, we're going down, but we're not allowed to land in the castle area, so we have to land outside, and you'll have to take your stuff and go in through the entrance. If there's anything you need, let me know. I don't know where we're going after this, so you'll have to let me know at that point. Good luck to y'all.
So we can't go down on the BBC, the Big Black Castle.
Wow. Wow.
God.
Oh my goodness. That was brutal. Oy, 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 oy. Okay. So, yeah,
I live
moving
with
on.
I live with this guy.
I
okay?
know you do. I know you do. So moving on. You land just outside. There's kind of a flat open area. The ship lands. They help you get the horses and wagon back together. And they ask, actually, I guess, if you want to keep the horses off the ship, but did you want to keep the wagon on the ship?
What good are two
We're not gonna-
horses gonna do for us without a wagon?
Well, it's more about the fact that they don't really want the horses just sitting there and, feel like they should probably get out and have some stretching time instead of sitting in the bottom of their
Oh.
deck.
The wagon doesn't poop on the ship.
Exactly.
The issue.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, the wagon's no good to us without horses.
I mean, I suppose we could just walk to this fort town.
I'm attached to my horse now.
Yes. I mean, we'll take the horses and wagon.
Okay. So they unstrap the wagon and help it off the ship and set it up and reattach it to the yoke and back to the horses. And you guys are basically less than 40 feet from the castle wall. Or the fortress walls, I guess I should say. The castle's beyond it. So
Zakara will drive the wagon to the gate.
okay. You do that. Would you like to make an animal handling check and see if you
I
can
sure
roll better?
will.
Good. This is a really short roll. The DC is not high, but you're rolling a 4. I mean, what do you want from me? Okay. Ophelia, do you want to help this young Minotaur?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to re-roll that, Zakara? With advantage?
With advantage.
Yep.
Sure.
Hey, a 12. Okay.
Should I be rolling in case I need to take over?
No, if you help, it just gives him
Okay.
advantage on the roll. Basically, it's like you grab the reins and help him sort of modify what was going badly. So you help him kind of maneuver the horses who've they're getting frisky. They haven't been able to run around for a few days. So
They're getting frisky?
yes,
Oh my God,
frisky,
spray 'em with cold water.
not that kind of frisky, because they've been
What other kind of frisky is there?
trapped in a little small area on a ship and having access to open area and grass and everything. They were like kind of getting a little bit hopped
Risky.
up, and so you kind of get them back under control and they calm down and slowly make their way away from the grassy area and towards the entrance of the castle. As you arrive, Ophelia, roll me a perception check, would you please? Okay. Should I have? Sure, Caden, roll me a perception check.
It's just Ophelia's decided to be very run of the mill.
she's-
It's like
she's-
I'm gonna be middle of the road no matter what.
Yep, 10 and 10. It's like, wow. She has a 6 to perception, too. It's like she rolled 2 4s. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, you get to the gate. There is a blonde-haired gentleman standing there. He has a cloak that covers most of his head, except for right up front, which is why you know he has blonde hair because it's sticking in his face. He has a fairly large sword strapped around his waist and is standing at attention as you arrive, and he looks up at you and kind of bows and says, "Welcome to the fortress. What business have you here?"
He's talking to me or Ophelia?
To whomever wants to answer. Basically, I assume Ophelia and Sakara are the two sitting up front. But anybody who wants to answer can answer.
I'm gonna pretend I was so focused on Zakara that I pretend that I wasn't paying attention.
I see.
Yeah. We have business in this. This isn't a city.
It's a town. It's like a fortress town. Yeah. He says, if you have anything to declare as far as weapons or magical items, please let us know before you enter. He pulls out a sheet of parchment. Mm-hmm.
Is it smaller than Veilguard is in the other
Oh,
game?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like...
I was going to say, because Veilguard's definitely a city, but that's...
Yeah. No, this is long before that. So at
Gotcha.
this point, it's barely a town. It's like a small little castle. It's got a large castle with some walls and then people behind the walls for protection that make up the town. Gotcha. So, yeah, it's much smaller than... If you think about it, it's like, so in Rock of Cairbryn, where the castle is, you know how you guys go up to the castle? Basically, that part is the town as it is now. Not the surrounding.
Future home.
Yes, Dimitri's future home, right, with his future husband. That's right. Yeah. So anyway, so you are... Okay, so he hands you a parchment and says, please list all items, magical or otherwise. Quill, if you need it.
He'll hand it over to Ophelia.
I'll go think to everyone else then. Oi! Got anything magic that I have to write on this list? Otherwise you get arrested. Quick, don't have all day. Go.
Rod of spell storing.
Oh, what a Hona?
A rod of spell storing.
Magic rod. Yeah, next.
Is it only magical items they're asking about?
And weapons.
What was it again?
It was weapons and magical items. Which means Caden's very protected from this.
Okay, all right.
Well, I do have
Caden.
quarters.
Under the weapons section, I'll write, Caden will bore you to death.
Nice.
For weapons, I do have a quarterstaff and darts. I don't usually use them, but...
Okay.
And for magical items, I have a sending stone.
Okay. Done. Big staff. Pointy things. Yeah.
I also have a swirling green stone that can be used as a magical focus that I have no idea where I got that from. It's just listed under my items. Nice. I don't use magical focuses, so I don't know why I have it or where I got it.
Magical.
He just found it on the ground one day and went, this might come in handy. Okay.
I must have gotten it from someone on our adventure. I just don't know from where.
Any other weapons, Islud?
No. I have none.
No. Okay. Cat one.
She'll list yes. And I actually don't know what kind of sword it is because of how it's labeled.
Some sword of some description. Okay. Anything else?
She'll list what she has.
Okay. Undescript various items because I'm too lazy to read. Okay. Sakara, what weapons do you have?
I have 7 on me. I have a great
go
sword.
On. Big sword, yeah.
A warhammer.
Hammer.
2 hand axes. And
Wood choppers.
3 daggers.
Small swords. Okay. There you go.
And then
Oh
I'll
wait,
hand.
I need to write mine.
Oh,
So it's a magical sword that you have, a long sword, by the way, Akiko.
I'm aware. Oh, Akiko.
Akiko.
All right.
Yeah.
How do I know what I have again? My item names. Those. Out of mace, light crossbow. Do I have to write crossbow bolts? I didn't know I had a
No.
crossbow this whole time.
You're learning.
Whoops.
Yay. Okay.
Sensor.
What's that?
Sensor.
Center?
What the heck is that? No, it's
A sensor. That's like one of those the things that you'd swing back and forth and
Oh,
burn
Yeah, you put like
right, right,
incense in
right.
it and set it on fire, and then you
Yeah.
swing it back and forth.
It's not really magic, is it?
No.
Not really.
It probably
no.
came with your background. It probably came. with
Yeah,
it, whatever
'cause
it
you had
was.
a
Is my
priest
tinder
pack.
box a weapon because I could burn the
No,
city to the ground?
no, nothing like that.
Okay.
I don't think
Is
you
my
have
locket
much.
magical?
Not that I'm
It's
aware
not,
of.
is it? No.
So
Oh.
basically, yeah, and we don't include like holy symbols and things like that, which is
Oh.
basically where you're casting most of your magic through.
Okay.
Ophelia.
Yes. Uh-oh.
What?
Zakara just points at his horns.
Goat horns. Okay, we're done.
I mean, Akiko could point at her claws as they are weapons as well, I guess, but
Yeah, he just hold up his
Angry.
hands like
yeah.
Hands.
Okay, I'll just write angry pussycat
Angie
nails.
pussycat. Oh dear. What?
Here you go, sir.
All right. He looks at the list. He says, all right. When you are leaving, we'll give you this back and you can do with it what you want. But this is just in case something happens and we know who to come to. Have a wonderful day. And he nods
Wait,
very dramatically.
Everything will go
again.
well as the pussycat doesn't get angry.
so when we leave, you're gonna give us a list of our items back?
Uh-huh. I mean, unless you want me to destroy it, it's more for your benefit than mine.
Oh, okay.
Gosh, data protection laws, Webby.
Sorry.
I'm
Pretty
into
much.
Kara.
Pretty much, yeah.
Jeez.
All right, so you enter the town. As you do, you'll see that the houses are actually built in some cases into the walls themselves and made up of similar stone. The ground inside the town is dirt, but if you rub a bit, you can actually see the obsidian stone below it. The castle looks like it's relatively recently built. If you want to go to a history check, I can tell you how recently built, but other than that, it's been here a bit, but it hasn't been here forever. All right, Zakara, nice job. You would know that this building was built only probably in the last 50 years, which relative to a castle is pretty new. And that the previous fortress was made of wood. And there is, it was basically put up as a way for humanity to remain in contact with the elves in the west, and also to deal with some of the evil humanity that likes to try and cause trouble. Specifically, there was a group of wizards a couple hundred years ago that tried to cause all sorts of problems out here. They basically were confronted along with a religious group that was trying to destroy magic, and so the Veil Guardian was sent out to try and effectively like policemen, but policemen with big weapons, to put a stop to it.
I just noticed that Cat changed her name to Elikiko 50,000L.
I saw that too. I'm like, what the heck? Like it's not hard enough to remember what your name is.
Actually,
So-
doesn't
Andy
that say
Pussycat like I do.
500,000?
It does.
That does, yeah, you're right.
Just
500,000.
go with
El Kiko. La Kiko.
Lakiko,
just go with
500,000. No.
Angie Pussycat. That's much easier.
Angie Pussycat. Oh, dearie me. Goodness gracious. The other thing you'll notice here, there isn't like a massive market or anything. There's just a few small stalls of people selling items. And there's a blacksmith and there is a stable. But other than that, there's not loads. And there are a lot of soldiers and not a lot of civilians here. There is, however, a building which sits in a location that someday will be a wizard cast tower, which seems to have within it some basic scrolls and texts that have been kept and brought in from various locations. Not quite a library, but a place similar to it, if I was to describe it as such. The building is only 2 stories, to put it in perspective, as opposed to the multi-storied, massive, silly structure that you've met in Rock of Caribbean. What would you like to do?
Cry.
Cry.
Lude, I assume you know what it is we're supposed to be doing here?
No.
Perfect. Why do we bring you?
Well, because they're the reason you're here. Okay.
I ask you, God in the sky.
What are we waiting for?
Nice. Okay. As you are standing around trying to figure out what to do, a priest wearing robes that look very similar to Ophelia comes out of the building, looks at Islude and looks at Ophelia and beelines right towards you.
Oh no.
She is younger side. She's
Oh,
human.
great. She's younger and prettier. Great. Perfect.
I mean,
Don't look now, but there's a
Story
crazy
of my
wind
life.
running towards us.
she's very academic looking. I would
Do we
describe
turn
her
around
as.
and walk away?
And she
Quick,
is.
open your tent. We'll hide.
I mean, that'd be rather
It
obvious.
sounds so wrong.
She comes towards you, and unless you're going to actually do something, she drops to her knees and puts her hands in front of her in a position of extreme observance.
Suddenly
And
become a Madonna video.
nice. And she says, "Master, I have been instructed that you are coming. We are here to assist you in your mission."
Just gonna look over at Izzard and be like, "Me or you?"
I don't know. You or me?
Excuse
Zakara
me.
points at himself. Me?
She doesn't look up, but she is bowed in front of Islude.
It's all on you. Bye.
Oh. Well. And let's start off with the first. You can help, but I'm no master. He'll like lean down and offer a hand to help her stand up.
Stands up awkwardly, kind of looks down for a bit, but kind of settles after a little bit and says, "I was told by the lady to prepare for your arrival and to provide you with contacts in the Alviar city that can guide you to the elves, for they have the information that may assist you in accomplishing the feat that you are required to do. If you need anything beyond that, I would certainly be willing to do whatever I can. Our small community doesn't really have a lot, but yes, anything we can do, I would definitely appreciate it. She.
Are
Go ahead.
Are we all supposed to be kneeling to Islud? I'm asking the girl.
She looks
Don't.
at she looks at you and says, "Oh, Master, I don't. I assume you are all a collective. I mean, I don't know what the protocol is, to be perfectly frank."
I'm just gonna turn to everybody and be like, is anybody here's last name Bates?
Bay.
Bates.
Bates.
Bates. Yeah, because
No.
she keeps calling us master, and I just think
Oh.
I might as well get a kick out of it.
Oh boy.
Might as
Uh
well enjoy ourselves if we have to deal with it, right?
huh. She looks at you with big eyes, Zakara, waiting expectantly for a response.
It's okay. We're not all meant to know everything all the time, and he'll just kind of pat her on the shoulder and walk away.
She nods and says, "As the gods will, it's true." She turns to Ophelia and she says, I would assume you also would have contacts within the community. I'm somewhat surprised that you need my assistance.
I didn't ask for your help, they did.
I mean, in as far as contacting the elves,
Did I ask?
I don't know. I'm just telling you what I've been instructed, ma'am.
Well, I'm just gonna do what you say, because it's easier that way.
Okay then.
Whatever you've been told to tell me, I'll just do it.
Okay. Come with me then. One of Meredith's number is here. Maybe they can give you better instructions than I can. And with that, she says, "Please follow me." And she turns and marches towards the library, for lack of a better word.
Lovely. We get to go see the woman whose follower who screamed at me on death. This should be lovely. He will
Okay.
walk forward.
Fair enough. As you walk forward, you enter into a building which is rudimentary, would be polite. There are a massive amounts of large shelves on either side of the room, upon which looks to be everything from dusty old scrolls to bits and pieces of other scrolls to actual clay tablets, as well as stone tablets with writing on them. And you see a gentleman that sits at a table. He is wearing all black. He has a small symbol on his lapel, which looks a bit like a black moon with a white star on it. And he looks up at you all as you enter, and he says, welcome. I see she brought you here. Hello, chosen one. Welcome to the to Veilguard."
You're the chosen one? He looks at his loot.
Listen, it's news to me too. I was about to say, why does everybody think I'm something? I'm just person.
But the goddess brought you back. She doesn't bring people back on a whim.
Well, she wasn't exactly nice about it either. So
She usually If I was to be polite, I would say usually she's prodded by the others to do these things.
So what you're saying is she got forced by all of her fellow deities, and I'm just here because they wanted me, and she didn't.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I would say rather she is very much a believer in the idea that what happened to you should probably have stayed happened to you, but in the right set of circumstances, she listens to reason, I guess. And it was felt that you were important. That's as much as I've been told.
Well, it's more than I've been told, so.
Granted. And he pulls from his inside of his jacket a scroll and lays it across the table and looks at you all and says, I don't know how familiar you are with shoot, what's it called? Not abyssal, the opposite of that.
Infernal?
No. The like angelic writing. Celestial. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Jeez. And he says, but an oracle some years ago after the division gave us a treaty on affairs amongst the gods, and it's been taken as something of a prophecy. And if you can read this, and hands it over, it may be clearer to you in written format than it may be if I translate it. But generally these things are better spoken than left unspoken. And so he puts it on the table to let you read it. If only Ophelia has Celestial as an option, I'll just read what it says regardless. But
I can always tell everybody what it says.
yeah. So as you see it and you start to read the words themselves start to glow. And in your eyes, they glow. For everyone else, it's like Ophelia starts to glow instead. And she looks at the words, and the words speak through her in a different voice, saying, after the division will come the time when Droog will rule. The only way to stop the effect of Droog's power is through the one that must be protected. Upon one noble figure and their companions will be the responsibility of assembling and finding the methods to preserve the life of this individual. And after you read that out, and as you stop, the voice sinks away and the entire energy level that was bursting around you just dissipates. And for you, everything just, the paper becomes regular paper with writing on it. And for everybody else, you just stop glowing.
Say no to Droog, stay in school.
I knew you were going to do that again.
So what you're saying is that because of whatever that was, that I'm supposed to be that person. Potentially, or is it someone else?
That's the problem. We're not entirely certain, and the gods, being the gods, don't tell you everything. And so what we know is that someone needs protected, that you were put back on this world for a reason. So the assumption's been made from some of our mystics that it was that you are the protector, that you and your companions are the protector of this person. But that's only one interpretation.
So it could be someone that's not even part of this group that
Indeed.
we are to protect.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Thus the reason why we think you should talk to the elves. They're older than us. They have, and he nods over to Ophelia, connections in areas that we are unfamiliar, and an acknowledgement that they have more experience in these matters.
Well, then it seems we are off to visit some elves. So, says everyone here but our own choice.
He nods at that and says, "You are on a mission. And as far as I know, the commission from Merowith is to complete this mission regardless. And you will be held accountable if you fail."
Well, seeing as I'm the one that's connected to Merilith, I've already paid the ultimate price once. What is she going to do? Kill me again?
I wouldn't put it past her, but there may be something else. I'm not fully certain. I'm going to be honest. I just know that's the message I got from others. This is not a mission to fail, is all I've been told. So, God's willing, you succeed.
I see.
So to the elves is what I'm hearing.
You are
Yeah.
indeed.
Dear Lord.
Ophelia's looking forward to that one. All right.
Uh-huh.
So with that, I think that's where we'll leave it for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for
You're
watching.
muted.
Who's muted? Oh,
Before
Rob.
we do, Caden's
Yep.
gonna go. I'm sorry. Wait, what's the mission? I was distracted by the fact that they called this place a library. He has like a look of disgust on his face.
The short version, apparently we are meant to protect somebody that may be one of us or may not be one of us, and we need to go talk to the elves to get a better understanding of who this person might be.
Thought it
And
was you.
apparently, it could be. Apparently, it could be you, it could be me, it could be any one of us.
or it could be none of you.
He folds his arms. Better not be me.
Why, you don't like the idea that others have to protect you?
I don't like the idea of being involved in any of this at all.
I can
I
believe
see.
that.
You're a joy to be around, aren't you?
Much as you are.
All right. So with that, and with yet another mission to do, we're going to leave it there. Thank you, everybody, for watching this evening. Thank you for joining us in this mess of a fun. And we hope you all have a great day, and we'll catch you later. Bye.
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 Adios.
All right, so we've stopped recording. Thank you all for watching in the chat this evening. Sorry, we don't normally respond to commentary unless it's through the chat, just because, as said earlier by Rob, we're trying to record this for later production for people who may not be watching a chat and get confused, and it also kind of brings you out of storytelling. So, but thank you all. We will catch you all later, and we hope you have a great evening. See ya.